Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. Let's start with chapter number 12 of Indian Geography. Yes, alright. So, this chapter is on transport and communication. Let's start with the third paragraph. The use of transport and communication depends upon the need to move things from place to their availability to the place of their use. Human beings use various methods to move goods, commodities, ideas from one place to another. The following diagram shows the major means of transportation. The means of transport are divided into three: land, water, and air. Land has three more: road, railway, and pipeline. Water has two subtypes: inland and seaways and oceanic routes. Air has two subtypes, that is national and international. Land transport. The pathways and unmetalled roads have been used for transportation in India since ancient times. With the economic and technological development, metalled roads and railways were developed to move large volume of goods and people from one place to another. Ropeways, cableways, and pipelines were devised to cater to the demands of transporting specific goods under special circumstances. Road transport. India has one of the second largest road networks in the world with a total length of about 62.16 lakh kilometers. Annual report 2021. About 85% of the passenger and 70% of the freight traffic are carried by roads every year. Road transport is relatively suitable for shorter distance travel. Road transport in modern sense was very limited in India before World War II. The first serious attempt was made in 1943 when the Nagpur Plan was drawn. The Nagpur Plan was drawn. This plan could not be implemented due to lack of coordination among the princely states and British India. After independence, 20-year road plan 1961 was introduced to improve the condition of the roads in India. However, roads continued to concentrate in and around urban centers. Rural and remote areas had the least connectivity by road. For the purpose of construction and maintenance, roads are classified as national highways, state highways, SH, and major district roads and rural roads. National highways. The main roads which are constructed and maintained by the central government are known as national highways. These roads are meant for interstate transport and movement of defense men and material in strategic areas. These also connect the state capitals, major cities, important ports, railway junctions, etc. The length of the national highways has increased from 19,700 kilometers in 1951 to 1,36,440 kilometers in 2020. The national highways constitute only about 2% of the total road length but carry 40% of the road traffic. The National Highways Authority of India was operationalized in 1995. It is an autonomous body under the Ministry of Surface Transport. It is entrusted with the responsibility of development, maintenance, and operation of national highways. This is also the apex body to improve the quality of roads designated as national highways. State highways. These are constructed and maintained by the state governments. They join the state capitals with the district headquarters and other important towns. These roads are connected to the national highways. These constitute 4% of the total road length in the country. District roads. These roads are the connecting link between district headquarters and other important nodes in the district. They account for 14% of the total road length in the country. Rural roads. The routes are vital for providing links in the rural areas. About 80% of the total road length in India are categorized as rural roads. There are regional variation in density of rural road because these are influenced by the nature of the terrain. Other roads. Other roads include border roads and international highways. The Border Road Organization (BRO) was established in May 1960 for accelerating economic development and strengthening defense preparedness through rapid and coordinative improvement of strategically important roads along along the northern and northeastern boundary of the country. It is a premier multifaceted construction agency. It has constructed roads in high altitude mountainous terrain joining Chandigarh with Manali, Himachal Pradesh, and Leh Ladakh. This road runs at an average altitude of 4,200 meters above the mean sea level. Apart from the construction and maintenance of roads in strategically sensitive areas, the BRO also undertakes snow clearance in high altitude areas. The international highways are meant to promote the harmonious relationship with the neighboring countries by providing effective links with India. Rail transport. Indian Railways network is one of the longest in the world. It facilitates the movement of both freight and passengers and contributes to the growth of the economy. Mahatma Gandhi said the Indian Railways brought people of diverse cultures together to contribute to India's freedom struggle. Indian Railways was introduced in 1853 when the line was constructed from Bombay to Thane covering a distance of 34 kilometers. Indian Railways is the largest government undertaking in the country. The length of the Indian Railways network was 67,956 kilometers in 2019-20. Its very large size puts a lot of pressure on the centralized railway management system. Thus, in India, the railway system has been divided into 16 zones. Indian Railways has launched extensive programs to convert meter and narrow gauges to broad gauge. Moreover, steam engines have been replaced by diesel and electric engines. This step has increased the speed as well as the haulage capacity. The replacement of steam engines run by coal has also improved the environment of the stations. Metro rail has revolutionized the urban transport system in India. Replacement of diesel buses by CNG run vehicles along with introduction of metro as a welcome step in controlling air pollution in urban centers. Areas around towns, raw material producing areas, and of plantations and other commercial crops, hill stations, and cantonment towns were well connected by railways from the British colonial era. These were mostly developed for the exploitation of resources. After the independence of the country, railway routes have been extended to other areas too. The most significant development has been the development of the Konkan Railway. The Konkan Railway along the western coast providing a direct link between Mumbai and Mangaluru. Railway continues to remain the main means of transport for the masses. Railway network is relatively less dense in hill states, northeastern states, central parts of India and Rajasthan. Water transport. Waterways is an important mode of transport for both passenger and cargo traffic in India. It is the cheapest means of transport and is most suitable for carrying heavy and bulky material. It is fuel efficient and eco-friendly mode of transport. The water transport is of two types: inland waterways and oceanic waterways. Inland waterways. It was the chief mode of transport before the advent of railways. It is, however, faced tough competition from the road and railway transport. Moreover, diversion of river water for irrigation purposes made them non-navigable in large parts of their courses. India has 14,500 kilometers of navigable waterways, contributing about 1% of the country's transportation. It comprises of rivers, canals, backwaters, creeks, etc. At present, 5,685 kilometers of major rivers are navigable by mechanized flat bottom vessels. For the development, maintenance, and regulation of national waterways in the country, the Inland Waterways Authority was set up in 1986. The following waterways have been declared the national waterways by government. Alright, this is table 3.1, 10.3.1. National waterways. National waterway 1 is Allahabad Haldia stretch of 1620 kilometers. National waterway 2 is Sadia Dhubari stretch. National waterway 3 is Kotapuram Kollam stretch. National waterway 4 is specified stretches of Godavari and Krishna rivers along with Kakinda Puducherry stretch of canals. National waterway 5 is specific stretches of river Brahmani along with Matai river, delta channels of Mahanadi and Brahmani rivers, and east coast canals. The Inland Waterways Authority has also identified 10 other inland waterways which could be upgraded. The backwaters Kadal of Kerala has special significance in inland waterway. Apart from providing chief means of transport, they also attracting a large number of tourists in Kerala. The famous Nehru Trophy boat race, Valapkam Valamkali, is also held in the backwaters. Oceanic routes. India has a vast coastline of approximately 7,517 kilometers, including islands. 12 major and 175 minor ports provide infrastructural support to these routes. Oceanic routes play an important role in the transport sector of India's economy. Approximately 95% of India's foreign trade by volume and 70% by value moves through ocean routes. Apart from international trade, these are also used for the purpose of transportation between the islands and the rest of the country. Air transportation. Air transport is the fastest means of movement from one place to another. It has reduced distances by minimizing the travel time. It is essential for a vast country like India, where distances are large and the terrain and climatic conditions are diverse. Air transport in India made a beginning in 1911 when airmail operation commenced over a little distance of 10 kilometers between Allahabad and Naini. But its real development took place in post-independent period. The Airport Authority of India is responsible for providing safe, efficient air traffic and aeronautical communication services in Indian airspace. The authority manages 125 airports. The air transport in India is managed by Air India. Now, many private companies have also started passenger services. Air India provides international air services for both passengers and cargo traffic. It connects all the continents of the world through its services. Some private companies have also started operations to foreign countries. In 2010, domestic movement involved 520 lakh passengers and about 23 lakh metric tons of cargo. Pawan Hans is the helicopter service operating in hilly areas and is widely used by tourists in northeastern sector. In addition, Pawan Hans Limited mainly provides helicopter services to petroleum sector and for tourism. Oil and gas pipelines. Pipelines are the most convenient and efficient mode of transporting liquids and gases over long distances. Even solids can also be transported by pipelines after converting them into slurry. Oil India Limited OIL, under the administrative setup of Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas, has engaged in the exploration, production and transportation of crude oil and natural gas. It was incorporated in 1959 as a company. Asia's first cross-country pipeline covering a distance of 1,157 kilometers was constructed by OIL from Naharkatia oil field in Assam to Bharuni refinery in Bihar. It was further extended up to Kanpur in 1966. GAIL India Limited was set up in 1984 as a public sector undertaking to transport, process, and market natural gas for its economic use. The first 1700 kilometers along the Hazira Vijaypur Jagdishpur HVJ cross country gas pipeline constructed by GAIL India linked Mumbai High and basin gas fields with the various fertilizer, power and industrial complexes in the western and northern India. The artery provided impetus to Indian gas market development. Overall, India's gas infrastructure has expanded over 10 times from 1700 kilometers to 18,500 kilometers of cross country pipelines and is expected to soon reach 34,000 kilometers as gas grid by linking all the gas sources and consuming markets across the country, including northeastern states. Communication networks. Human beings have evolved different methods of communication over time. In earlier times, the messages were delivered by beating the drum or hollow tree trunks, giving indications through smoke or fire with the help of fast runners. Horses, camels, dogs, birds, and other animals were also used to send messages. Initially, the means of communication were also the means of transportation. Invention of post office, telegraph, printing press, telephone, satellite, etc. has made the communication much faster and easier. Development in the field of science and technology has significantly contributed in bringing about revolution in the field of communication. People use different modes of communication to convey the messages. On the basis of scale and quality, the mode of communication can be divided into following categories. Means of communication can be personal or mass. Personal communication system. Among the personal communication system, internet is the most effective and advanced one. It is widely used in urban areas. It enables the user to establish direct contact through email and get access to world of knowledge and information. It is increasingly used for e-commerce and carrying out money transactions. The internet is like a huge central warehouse of data with detailed information on various items. The network through internet and email providers an efficient access to information at a comparatively low cost. It enables us with the basic facilities of direct communication. Mass communication system. Radio. Radio broadcasting started in India in 1923 by Radio Club of Bombay. Since then, it gained immense popularity and changed the socio-cultural life of people. Within no time, it made a place in every household of the country. Government took this opportunity and brought this popular mode of communication under its control in 1930 under the Indian Broadcasting System. It was changed to All India Radio in 1936 and to Akashvani in 1957. All India Radio broadcast a variety of programs related to information, education, entertainment. Special news bulletins are also broadcast at special occasions like session of parliament and state legislatures. Television. Television broadcasting has emerged as the most effective audiovisual medium for disseminating information and educating masses. Initially, the TV service were limited only to national capital where it began in 1959. After 1972, several other centers became operational. In 1976, TV was delinked from All India Radio and got a separate identity as Doordarshan (DD). After INSAT 1A, National Television DD1 became operational. Common National Programs CNP were started for the entire network and its services were extended to the backward and remote rural areas. Satellite communication. Satellites are a mode of communication in themselves as well as they regulate the use of other means of communication. However, use of satellite in getting a continuous and synoptic view of larger area has made satellite communication very vital for the country due to the economic and strategic reasons. Satellite images can be used for the weather forecast, monitoring of national calamities, surveillance of border areas, etc. On the basis of configuration and purpose, satellite system in India can be grouped into two: Indian National Satellite System INSAT and Indian Remote Sensing Satellite System IRS. The the INSAT, which was established in 1983, is a multi-purpose satellite system for telecommunication, meteorological observation, and for various other data and programs. The IRS satellite system became operational with the launching of IRS 1A in March 1988 from Vikanor in Russia. India has also developed her own launching vehicle, PSLV, Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle. These satellites collect data in several spectral bands and transmit them to the ground stations for various uses. The National Remote Sensing Center NRSC at Hyderabad provides facilities for acquisition of data and its processing. These are very useful in management of natural resources. This was it. Thank you everyone for tuning in. This was chapter number 10 of Indian Geography. And with this, we are only left with the last two chapters, chapter number 11 and chapter number 12. Wishing you all the very best for exams. Do share and subscribe to the channel and keep supporting us. Thank you everyone.